So after a couple patches and a couple months, I can safely say now that I feel confident doing the... Wait, what is this thingy down here? Hold up, let me just... There we go. Now that's much better, right? Alright, okay. I think it's time for me to finally pump out this video, and more importantly, get back on track with the good old video making hobby. So let's get into the video game.
Welcome to Brawlhalla's 100 million brawlers celebration!
That's gonna get old. So, the weird mix between a sword and a rocket lance is here, and after a couple months of its release, I can safely put down some words that'll hopefully give you some information about this weapon. Battle boots are without a doubt a string weapon that mainly focuses on its damage dealing emphasis and its quick moveset that allows it to move around the stage freely. Kinda like gauntlets and sword neutral wise, but more on the rocket lance side when it comes to strings. I'll tell you why. But first, let's set down the moves as per usual. Neutral Light. A short stacked option that works similarly like sword neutral light. A multi-hit get off me move, a string started or extender, and just like most neutral lights in the game, a kill option at high percentages. Side Light, a long-range multi-hit that mainly serves as a string extender or a combo starter, though it can be used to cover some dodge reads since it moves your hitbox, and you're less likely to get punished for going for it. Similar to the normal version, with the only difference being your positioning after landing the attack and just a singular digit of stun time. D-Light, a sword D-Light-esque move that, in similar fashion, covers about the same area and serves a similar purpose. A combo starter, extender, and useful for dodge reads or just closing space in neutral. It leaves you mid-air with enough stun for you to go for the basic true combo routes. On hit, instead of leaving you mid-air, it leaves you on the ground, but with still enough stun for you to true combo out of it. It's just that you'll be forced to use a ground option instead of an aerial one. Nair is an upward swing similar to Sword Nair when it comes to the hitbox, but it's also like Orb Nair since it has the same bounce property on hit, perfect to juggle opponents and as a string extender and starter. It can lead onto either Sair or Recovery at the right damage range, and you'll mostly want to use it to cover floaty players with ease. Sair is a forward multi-hit move that serves mainly as a string extender and a kill option at high percentages, though it can be used in neutral like a retreating Orb Sair. You're better off either using Nair or you stay grounded to close in space between you and the other player. Similar to its normal version, with the only change being its on-hit effect that moves the player alongside the enemy, but it has less stun to balance it out with its counterpart. Perfect as a string starter and extender, but you won't be using it to kill unless you're deep in a boot string, and you want to close it off with this version trying to guarantee a kill. There is a downwards diagonal multi-hit move that is similar to Spear Dare since it has the same bounce property on hit, though it lacks the force and it makes up for it with its travel distance and the bounce on hit. You'll mainly want to use it to cover the wall, and with some niche optimizations, you can even get a guaranteed true combo off D-Light that'll put your opponent in a bad spot off the edge. Similar to its normal version, with the only change being its on-hit effect that moves the player alongside the enemy, but it has less stun to balance it out with its counterpart. Although I wouldn't recommend using this one at all unlike Drill Sair, since this move is ass. In all honesty, this move is ass. Low stun at all health ranges, you can use it to mix up, but you're better off almost always using the normal version. Recovery, a multi-hit move with a short travel distance but a reasonable hitbox that's good as a kill option at high percentages and even as a string extender. You'll want to use it after catching a dodge and previously pairing it with either a Nair or a Drill Sair at low health. Though it's not the best recovery at actually recovering, its multi-hit nature will keep you safe in most edgeguard situations if your opponent is stunned enough. Ground Pound, a downward swing similar to Gauntlet's Ground Pound that's a really good option since its hitbox is quite big. You can early release it to catch some dodges, and it has the Spear Dare property of its bounce. Same as Gunless Ground Pound, you can also steer it, making it a good option to chase people that are off guard. And usually here I put some of my thoughts alongside the matchup chart, but that ain't happening. I'm gonna take this time to explain some stuff about the new format of these videos. If you're interested, continue watching, and if you're not, escape to the timestamp on screen. Okay, so putting a matchup chart in this in these type of videos is kind of useless for two reasons. While I am qualified to give you info and inside thoughts on the weapon, I am by no means a master on them and the legends. And the weapon flowcharts can be easily outdated, so putting them just for the game to update and be balanced in a different way is just pointless, thus making the matchup chart outdated. So from now on, showcase videos are not gonna have the flowchart, but will instead have some biased opinions on the weapon, and also some legends you should give a try if you're trying to get into them. In my opinion, battle boots are still a really solid pick for this and even the next patches. Its nature of being able to just move around the stage as if you had either guns or guitars, and also be able to put out hitboxes and have a safe kill options like sword, that is really good, and of course something to have in mind even if you don't want to main this weapon. Definitely have it as a pocket pick or just a safe weapon to fall on. Though it is getting hit by some nerfs and overall touches to balance it out, you won't have as much problems when it comes to facing most weapons, and its bad matchups are not even that bad and noticeable as, of course, other weapons. Since we just have two battle boots legends as of now, I will suggest you to stick with Teska, since in my opinion he is the better option overall. Teska's 6 and stat are just pure insanity, and he also has some niche stuff that can be worked with when it comes to boots, like Sidelight D-State being able to cover most dodges and giving you an option to condition your opponent on the ground. Kind of like a 50-50, kind of like the one video I didn't ever put out. But don't sleep on Thea. She's the newest character, and even if by the next character she isn't played at all, that will just mean no one would know her strengths and weaknesses, and they will get easily beat up by most of the basic stuff Thea has. Thea's 6 on both weapons are ungodly as of now, and her weapon combo is yet to be explored fully both in 1v1s and 2v2s. There are some other moves that you want to avoid using as much in some situations, such as Sidelight to close up space between you and your opponent, and landing Zare. While both options are decent at their purpose, they get old pretty quickly, and they are the main reason you're probably gonna get punished in neutral. Also, as I mentioned, you should almost never use Drill Zare on stage or even off stage, since it won't lead into anything unless your opponent is at a really high health, and even then it won't give you much mileage, unlike going for normal there or even Ground Pound. Battle boots are definitely a weapon you should have in your repertoire if you want to expand on either your main options or pocket picks, allowing you to rack up damage pretty quickly and move around the stage with freedom. I still won't bother you with a big update on the channel or everything. I still think it's pointless to, give anyone I still think it's pointless to give anyone false hopes, and even myself. So just for now, be on the lookout. I'm trying to make up my mind, and I hope this video and my previous montage are a starting point. And as always, if you have any sort of feedback or comment, leave them down below, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Thank you for watching.